So yeah, hi everyone. We are with Mike Ippoliti, which is the goalkeeper of the Italian national lacrosse team. So we wanted just to spend a few words with him today to get to know him. So Mike, I guess the first question is very open-ended, and is like present yourself. Do I know that you play at Syracuse at collegiate level? So tell us a bit about yourself.
Awesome. Yeah. So, hi everyone. I'm Mike Ippoliti. I'm currently going to be a junior at Syracuse University. So I've already had 2 years under my belt there. It's been a great experience playing lacrosse at the college level. It's always been a dream of mine to play Division One lacrosse, and I've been fortunate enough to do it for 2 years so far, and three more to go. But yeah, Syracuse is a great place. It's a great. I'm receiving a great education, and we have a great lacrosse program over there. So the past couple of years have been great. This past season we made it to the Final Four. Unfortunately, lost in the Final Four, but it was still a great year, winning the ACC. So we were ACC champions, which is not an easy feat at all. So doing that for the first time since 2013 in program history was pretty special for our group. But the goal is a national championship. So me and my teammates are working extremely hard in the off season and excited to put all our efforts towards hopefully winning a national championship this upcoming season.
How did you start playing lacrosse when you were a kid, I suppose?
Mhm. So when I was a kid, I started at 5 years old. I was very young. Growing up, I kind of played all sports, but I kind of fell. My passion kind of fell towards lacrosse, being that Long Island, New York, where I'm from, is a big lacrosse area,
Mhm.
especially a hotbed for lacrosse. So growing up, I kind of played every position. I played, midi, defense, attack. Goalie was really the last position I tried out, and I really didn't start until the fourth, fifth grade, and I kind of hopped in net one game. Our goalie, got wasn't feeling good. I hopped in the second half, went in, made a bunch of saves. I really fell in love with it. And then, I prayed and prayed and prayed to my parents that for Pasqua, for Easter, I would get a goalie stick. And luckily, I got a goalie stick came that Easter, and I kind of never looked back. And I've been playing goalie ever since. And, so I've been playing since I was 5 years old. But, I just fell in love with the game.
So it wasn't a natural calling; it was more an accident, and then you like it so much that you stick with it.
Exactly, right. It wasn't natural at all. It just happened. Our coach kind of said, anyone want to play goalie? No one raised their hand. I don't know why. I did, and I immediately fell in love with it. Just something about it. It really gravitated, made me want to stick with it over all the other sports.
Um, is there a maturation process in the role of goalkeeping in lacrosse that you need like a lot of time in the net and experience to really get to the next skill level compared to other roles?
I would say, like anything, you need your experience, you need practice, and you need to just kind of learn. It takes many years of just figuring what works for you, what doesn't, and kind of, I don't know. You just, as you get older at something, and you do it for longer and longer, you start to, there's still things now that I'm learning, and still things I'm finding out and watching other people how they play and using it for my game. And some people may take what I do and use it for their game. So I would say goalie position specifically is a position where you kind of have to master your craft, and maybe a little bit harder than some of the other positions in terms of learning and taking years of experience. But I would say anyone could be a goalie, right? If you have the hand-eye coordination, you have the will, the determination, and if you're not
Mhm.
scared of lacrosse balls, I think anyone could do it. And you gotta have, sometimes people say, goalies have a screw loose, or, they may be a little crazy. You just have to get over that fear of getting hit with the ball. And then once you're past that, I really think anyone can do it. As long as you're willing to put all your energy and effort towards it, anyone can do it.
Uh, we were talking before about your experience in the NCAA. You played at very high level because you made it to the Final Four, right? And for those that don't know that, it's a national televised game. It goes on ESPN. So I'm not sure about the crowds because I never actually watched it, so I don't know how much crowd there is, but it's quite a big pressure game. So uh, I wanted you to compare maybe what you've seen or experienced at those Euros with Italy in terms of pressure uh, compared to an NCAA level Final Four.
Yeah, for sure. I would say the Euros, being there and representing Italia and representing a country is, you feel just as much pressure, if not more, than playing in an NCAA Final Four with 30,000 people in the stands and countless and countless of people watching on their television. Um, just knowing what you're doing it for, the reason, what you represent, and for everyone back home watching. Um, you know, Even just playing with these guys, and we take a lot of pride in how we play, and we play the right way, and coaches emphasize that. And what we are representing, it's bigger than ourselves, and being able to just take deep breaths and just really be thankful in the moment and just appreciate it. One of my teammates, Ricardo Gennari, he kept saying, guys, when you're in that championship game, just enjoy it, like take it all in. This doesn't happen often. And when he was saying that, I just kind of got the chills because it's true. Big moments, championship games, Final Fours, they don't happen often. And obviously there's a lot of pressure, but sometimes you just need to take a deep breath and then just embrace it and just make that first play. You make that first pass.
So yeah, we were talking about the Euros experience. Maybe talk us a bit through the final game that we lost so narrowly to Israel, and it was like a quite tight affair, relative low scoring game compared to the previous games in the Euros. Um, talk us a bit about that.
Yes, so it was a tough loss to Israel. We played our hearts out, and honestly, for our group to get there, it was just getting to that championship game. I think has ultimately made our group, one of the most special groups. I mean, it was my first time playing with Italia, but from what I've heard from others, like guys like Punk and some other guys on the team who have played in years past, this group was special. Beating Ireland in that semifinal game was really impressive. They had an incredible team, and even though we fell up short in the championship, just making it there was an incredible accomplishment. But during that game, Israel definitely had a talented team, but so did we. We fought extremely hard. It was at one point in the game it was like stop, score, score. So it was just a battle in between. They came off hot, and then we kind of just answered back at halftime. It was a close game. It may have been tied, or it was a 1-goal game, if I remember correctly. So, and going into halftime, it was pretty dead square even. So it really just came down to the wire, and ultimately they came out on top, which happens. It's life. Sometimes things don't roll your way, but I know our guys gave everything they had, and I mean, I just felt, even though we lost that game, I think everyone who watched us could see that we played the right brand of lacrosse. We never gave up. We played hard, we played fast, and we played for each other. And we always played and at the hardest level, and always had each other's backs. And I had this experience has been one of the greatest lacrosse experiences I've ever had in my life. I mean, it's really, you're playing for something bigger than yourself, and getting to be a part of a special group of coaches, staff, and players like this one was really extremely special. And I'll remember this for the rest of my life. So.
You mentioned it was your first experience with Italy, right? Did you immediately gel with the rest of the team?
Yes, I mean, at first, I'm not gonna lie, I was a little nervous. I was like, and I'm not really usually nervous. I'm usually great with new environments, but it was you're meeting new guys for the first time. Some people I already knew going into it, but new coaches, new staff, new trainer, new everybody. So it was a new experience, but immediately we had something click. We were playing Scopa every night. We were hanging out. the Italian American guys and the Italian guys, we just really bonded. I would say the way we differentiate ourselves from the other teams is we spent a lot of time together. There were many nights, whether we were watching film together or whether it was after practice, like we were always together. That sense of being together and that sense of team is what I think got us so far. Our culture and our unity was incredible. And I think that's why we were so successful, is our ability to just, obviously we're here for a business trip. We're here to play lacrosse, but our ability to become friends and, I don't know, become lifelong friends. We made memories together, and we did something that hasn't been done before. And I think we'll all look back at this experience and all remember it for the rest of our lives as something that we are so grateful for doing, because it was really special.
How long was the camp before the Euros?
So the Euros took place from July 9th to the 19th. The 19th was our final game.
Yeah.
So it was
how long before then did you meet it with the rest of the team and start training with them?
Yeah, so I mean, we kind of started practice on the 8th together with the team. I know some of the American guys were training together. I know some of the Italian guys, they have their league that they play in, and those guys were all working out for the summer. So everyone was doing their own sorts of training. But really, it was like July 8th, July 9th. That's when we got all together and we started really practicing as one team, one team that came together. But all of us were doing our own training leading up to it. But that was the first time we came together and started putting in new offenses, getting our defense organized. But me and the other goalie, me and Lorenzo Serlo, we were texting, and we were sharing goalie drills and talking and game planning already. So I know it was like that with a couple other guys. So yeah, so before we even got there, we were already texting and exchanging drills and getting ready for the tournament all together.
How do you see your career in lacrosse progressing now through college and possibly afterwards?
Yes. So, I mean, college, it's been a great experience. I have 2 more years, and I redshirted my freshman year. So I would like to take my last year. So that would be 3 years of eligibility NCAA. The goal is a national championship, right? That's every guy's dream, growing up watching the games on Memorial Day weekend. From your couch, you dream of trying to win a national championship. So, for these next couple seasons, that's the goal that I want to chase. Me personally, I just want to see, our team succeed, and any way I could do to help that would be incredible. But yeah, for my lacrosse career, I would love to play in the PLL. I would love to play pro. I really love the game. I have a tremendous passion for it. And like I mentioned, I've been playing since I'm 5 years old. I put a lot of time, effort, energy into it. I've been blessed with great parents and coaches and friends and other families who have helped me get to this point. And, I wouldn't be here today if it wasn't for those people. So I got to thank them. And yeah, I would definitely love to play professional lacrosse and the Olympics, right? The Olympics is somewhere that we're trying to get with Italia. I know we have the World Games that we qualified for in 2027 Japan. So we're looking to, have a great team there, and hopefully, we can play extremely well and qualify for the Olympics. I know it's going to be sixes, but any chance
you kind of that was going to be my final question. How was your experience with sixes?
So actually, I haven't really played sixes much. But it's kind of newer here in the States. But the thing is, we kind of practice sixes in practice. We do a lot of drills that are similar to sixes. So it's not something that's not unfamiliar, because we do it a lot of practice, similar. But it's something that's definitely it's a change, right? You kind of take away the face off and some other aspects. So it's different. It's a change. But, any opportunity to play in the Olympics, especially, with Team Italy, would be incredible. I mean, I would love to do so, and it would be a dream come true. Even playing in this European Championship was a dream come true for me and my family, and it was the best thing I ever did. One of the best lacrosse experiences ever.
All right. I'll let you go, and thanks for taking the time to speak with us today.
No problem. Thank you very much, Lorenzo. I appreciate it. Thank you.
Thank you.